What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And this is episodes 37 and 38 as well. 2 episodes at once.
What?
We've been doing this for 38 episodes. If you want the flight through action, go to patreon.com/nerdynightly. But we are getting into it. Last 2 episodes, 2 of my faves.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed last week's
Bangers.
stuff. I was so transfixed. I was hooked. Like drugs. But it's not drugs, it's anime. Although, you know, some
Same thing.
people probably think anime is drugs. The way it makes people Naruto run around their basement. I don't actually know what that is.
Naruto run?
Yeah.
Me neither.
Apparently, you can run so fast that you dodge bullets. Which is what Scar does.
That's
so
a
we
neat
should call it
trick.
Scar running.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do we ever learn Scar's real name? Because I'm assuming he wasn't Scar before he got the scar, right? It's like the whole Mufasa Scar Lion King thing, where you're like, what is that lion's name? Because it's not, he wasn't born scarred.
His name is Garbage.
Garbage, Scar,
No, I like
Mufasa's brother.
Yeah, Scar's actual name is Garbage.
All right, Garbage. Wait, no, but not the Ishval
Not
Scar.
this, not
no,
this
no,
Scar.
no.
The Lion King Scar.
You're talking about sexy Jeremy Irons Scar.
Yeah.
Why are we the same person? All right, let's do this.
He's got some kind of plan for us here. But what?
The first homunculus. Interesting.
Listen, I wouldn't trust Kimberly if I were you.
What? Why not?
Kiss me on the mouth.
I was part of the squadron that recovered their bodies.
What?
We had been dispatched to help them.
They died because of me, kind of, but...
Well, kind of, yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
They were holding a photo of a precious little girl when we found them, and I knew right away that it was their daughter.
This manipulative fuck.
I know.
That is very sweet, though.
Don't freak out. Try to think about something else.
He's about to get a boner.
Aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt.
It is shocking that Ed
Why did I
functions
have to
at
fall
all
in love with
society.
such a weirdo?
Did
What?
you say something?
Winry!
Didn't say anything.
What?
She's like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
She's intimately familiar with his crotch.
Yeah.
Like, if you really think about it, Winry has definitely seen his penis.
Yeah. That leg goes pretty high up.
Finally upgrading for the cold, huh?
Are you upgrading too?
There's nothing left for...
Now Winry's gonna get a boner.
It's the M19 Mad Boy Lightweight Combat Model!
Does she want to marry his arm?
Edward, you want me to upgrade you to one of these?
My style.
Who's the girl? She's too cute to be hanging around you.
What'd you do that for?
Because life isn't fair.
That was...
What the fuck? Remember when I was like, God, these are 2 of my favorite episodes.
What's wrong?
Nothing. Try to keep on your toes, and don't go off exploring.
These 2 need to have a fucking conversation so bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did I have to fall in love with such a fucking idiot?
So why don't we find a place to sit down? I'm eager to discuss our business.
Does Ed know that Kimberly works for the Fuhrer? He must, right?
I don't know about, like, explicitly, but...
And by dragging Winry up here. He just wants to remind us they've got some collateral.
Like, I feel like him having Winry means he's working with the Fuhrer.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's what I meant by he must. It's just innocent. But, like, he doesn't have, like... Ed never met Kimberly down south, right?
I don't think so.
Ed did good work. That's pretty slick.
Yeah. He's good at some things.
Just not communicating.
No. But, like, honestly, like, what 15-year-old boy is?
I was pretty good.
But, like, knowing what you know now...
Yeah, I know. It was terrible. No, that was a joke. That was very much a joke.
It's like...
I'm still bad at communicating.
That's not true.
I'm honored that she would choose me as her partner in arms.
Oh, no. Madame Olivier needs the strength of your army, not you. She said you might as well just get lost.
She's really great at forming allies.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Oh, just someone who has served the Armstrong family for generations.
It's genetic.
What do I do?
Look at him. What a
These
freak.
flowers.
Oh no, he's looking at us.
What a freak. He bought a bunch of flowers.
I mean, they're everywhere.
I guess, but like...
Even this metal was sliced clean through.
Keep on the lookout. It might be close.
Oh, Buccaneer, no. Shit, people lived.
Are you all right?
Oh, fuck.
It's coming! Come on, pull yourself together.
Tunnel is the homunculus?
That is urgent. But don't you worry, I'll make sure that he does. Well, thank you, I appreciate it.
Wait, the tunnel is Pride? What the fuck is going on?
It's very nice to meet you, Lieutenant Hawkeye.
You know, because you're a fucking liar child.
You need your proper rest. Otherwise, you might oversleep.
I know.
Yeah, that kid's fucking evil. I know I might be wrong, but that kid is fucking evil.
He's not related to you? Oh, no.
Wait, what? He's adopted from like a former marriage?
And I got that strange feeling from Salim. Could he be?
So, you've put it all together?
I fucking called it.
What exactly is your true identity?
You've got some nerve to ask me a question like that.
Can he read people's minds?
You ask my name, it's Pride. And I was the first homunculus.
Oh! Interesting.
Are you actually trying to get information out of me? You're a courageous one, aren't you?
So fucking creepy.
Are you trying to humor me with your empty threats? It's just wasteful to kill your hostage.
How perceptive you are.
Hawkeye's a fucking badass. Holy shit. Huh.
Yep.
So he's a homunculus the whole country wide? Or is he just in the shadows everywhere in that whole country?
He isn't everywhere all the time.
Just like what I did in Ishval. It's very simple. We kill everyone and soak the land with their blood.
I would never take part.
I'd always kind of assumed that self-centeredness was a universal trait of all alchemists. Well then.
Oh, fuck!
Do selfishly crave.
Oh, fuck!
And if you do what we ask, I'll give it to you.
A philosopher's stone.
Oh my god.
I've been ordered by the Fuhrer to fulfill my duties as a human weapon. In other words, they're ordering me to help them commit mass murder.
Casual.
No, I'm sorry. They're using me to hold you down. I won't cry. I won't.
Let's go, Winry.
They actually offered me a philosopher's stone as payment.
We can't, brother! The ingredients for a stone.
I know, Al.
Go ahead and do what you want.
I will.
That's some brother bond right there. That's that sibling shit.
So then, is he going after Scar to find this girl?
I think so.
I see.
Red. All right.
Yeah.
Spotted.
Then that's our first stop.
Hey! Make room for one more! What if there's a malfunction? It would tarnish the Rock Bell name if I'm not there to fix it.
Do you even realize how obsessed with your job you are?
Proud of it, too. This has been my family's...
Dear heads.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Shut up.
Just make out. Just fucking go at it. Come on, you two. Like, what shampoo is she using?
She does the no shampoo method.
There's no way. Not in that cold.
The cold?
Yeah, she's got to condition that shit. It would be dry as a motherfucker. If Winry dies because she's on this mission, I'm gonna be so sad.
That would be, yeah.
That was a fun episode.
Yeah.
I think, like, the comedy stuff, the goofy stuff, I felt like the balance of it was really nice in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I think what I think I bristle up against with the show sometimes is that the joke goes on too long. And I felt like that joke was, like, one scene, and the rest of the episode kind of settled into, like, the same tone as a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
And so it didn't bug me as much this time as I think it has in previous episodes. I feel like it wasn't like they gave this whole episode and this is a comedy episode in the show. They're like, this is a scene, it was funny, and it led to Winry saying that she's in love with Ed, which is fucking wild.
Yeah. The comedy at the end, which is them, like, like fake fighting or like squishing.
Yeah,
it was all like specifically for the plot to move forward. They're like trying to undercut Kimberly and all that.
Well, and I think what's interesting is that they pull it off not by communicating. I mean, Al communicates with Winry a little bit, but a lot of it is communication that exists between people who have spent a lot of time together. Yeah. And I think that what the second half of this episode really did really well was play into the length of time these characters have known each other. Mm-hmm. And Kimberly missing the signs just because he doesn't have that experience with them, right?
Yeah.
And that can be a really hard thing to write. It can be really hard to write these characters have known each other for decades.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to bring your heroes together at the beginning and know exactly what their relationship is as you write the whole build of it. And I think that this episode had a lot of pointing to the trust that these characters have over, decades. And finally telling Winry the truth, which I think is just such a, like, narratively beneficial thing to do.
Yeah.
I think you can keep characters in the dark forever, but it just gets to the point where you just kind of are like, oh, okay, I get it.
Nothing about them really
nice.
Changes.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It kind of robs that character of the opportunity to grow or understand the circumstances around them.
Well, and there are so few female characters in the show who get to have anything that looks like an arc. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's so few female characters who get to change. Mm-hmm. And Winry's kind of the only one right now, right? Like, I think May will have a little bit of that, but a lot of the other female characters in the show are sort of fully developed. Hawkeye's mission and what she's trying to do, I don't feel like Hawkeye needs to grow a lot into her, like, next self.
Right.
I feel like she's kind of, she has already lived through the Ishvalan Wars. That's what that scene between her and Ed was, right?
She's done the character growth and is now trying to do the right thing in like standing trial for it. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's already developed. And there aren't a lot of, like, undeveloped humans on the show. Mm-hmm. I don't think Olivia Armstrong is going to have I would love to. I would love for her to, like, her icy heart to thaw a little bit. But Winry is sort of the one who isn't fully developed, and giving her the opportunity to participate in the growth of the show, I think, is really smart here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she's great. She's a really wonderful character, and the moment of her sitting there and being like, God, I've been so naive about the world, in a completely way that's unfair to herself, because, like...
How would she know?
The naivete comes from the fact that she didn't know that there are essentially gods walking among them, right?
Yeah.
Like, Pride, we got to get into it. Pride is essentially a god. Mm-hmm. He's everywhere. He can be kilometers apart at the same time.
No.
Yeah.
He's not apart.
What do you mean?
He can get places incredibly quickly through shadows, right? But
he is both in that tunnel 6-hour train ride north in Briggs and in the residence in the same night.
Yes, in the same night. Yeah.
So that's not fast travel. That's those things are happening almost simultaneously.
Yeah, no, he is incredibly mobile.
Right. So my point is that he's essentially a god.
Yeah.
Like, you know, or maybe not a god, but he is powerful to a point that is beyond anything we've seen on the show so far. Mm-hmm. Like, there is nothing we have seen that competes with that.
Yeah.
And that's wild. Him being the first is confusing to me. Mm-hmm. I wonder if he's the first in that the shadow thing was first, but that this body is new. Do you know what I mean? Okay. You like how Greed is in a new body? Mm-hmm. I don't, because that little boy is aging. Otherwise, people would notice. Especially at that age. That's the problem with kids, right? Kids age so much faster than everybody else. So, like, that child, Pride has not been looking like that little boy for 700 years. Mm-hmm. This boy has been aging. So this is just a, like, infant that he, like, took over, right? It has to be something like that. Like what Greed did to Ling. Or he's just a fabrication. It might not even be a real body. It might just be fake, right? I don't know what it is, but it is weird. And, like, really creepy.
Yes.
I also love that immediately I was like, that child is evil. There wasn't 1 second where I was like, that's a normal child.
Yeah.
I think there might have been one shot early on where they were like, he has a child. But, like, really ever since he talked, I was like, that's a fucking evil kid.
Absolutely evil. Mm-hmm.
It's so interesting. I love the design of Pride. I don't know how you fight Pride. Like, that seems... It's so interesting that the alchemy creates the stones that creates the homunculi, but what homunculi do so often doesn't look like alchemy, or like it's even related to alchemy. Like, Pride seems like straight up magic in a way that, like, the science of alchemy doesn't seem to relate to. And I do wonder about that. Like, I've bought the, like, alchemy of these characters up until now. Mm-hmm. But Pride is outside of my ability to understand how that is scientific. Mm-hmm. Or how there's an equivalent exchange in shadows having form.
Well, I mean, there is, like, the homunculi kind of ignore equivalent exchange because they have a Philosopher's Stone.
Yeah. This felt more like a magic character than an alchemy character for the first time in the show, where I feel like it's been fairly consistent. Yeah. And I'm excited moving forward. I think he's fascinating. I love the voice actor. I think the voice actor for Pride is really doing excellent work.
Yeah. We'll get more into Pride.
And I really, there's so much to enjoy here. Like, I really, I'm still, like the last episodes, I'm really enjoying these episodes. They just give you so much to think about. Mm-hmm. And I think that it's like the show, the depth of the show is getting really fun.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. No, there's good shit here. Let's watch the next one.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Did she forget that she had a dog?
It happens, I guess.
Hello?
Hello there, madam. This is your neighborhood florist.
What are you talking about, Colonel?
Is he about to give her all of those flowers?
Kinda got drunk and somehow bought a car full of flowers. You wanna do me a favor and take some off my hands?
It's your neighborhood florist. That sounded like Scam Likely from Pups and Daddies.
Baskuul's pretty much a ghost town since the mines were closed. All squads are to contact us here immediately if you spot Scar. Yes, sir.
I mean, if it's abandoned, just start flattening buildings.
I guess. Yeah.
Now, let's see.
What's it gonna take to ditch these guys?
Ah! There was someone right over there! There was?
He went this way!
There's that sibling magic. Mm-hmm. So are they just leaving Winry behind?
She'll be fine.
The whole thing about her being a hostage is they can't do shit like this.
Yeah, no, she'll be fine.
It's gonna take weeks to search every one of these buildings.
It would make things a hell of a lot easier if Scar and that girl just came to us.
That was a good joke.
You came this whole way just so you could find me?
Yeah, I really needed to see you.
I love that, like, her panda has the same emotions that she does.
Yeah. They have an empathetic bond.
Yeah.
I need to see you too, little girl. Tell us.
No, both brothers are falling desperately in love with me. Just not my type.
Don't play games with.
My type is metal people with no bodies.
Yeah.
How could you do this to me? Am I not enough for you, Alpha?
It's not like that. She's just a friend. Wait, why am I explaining this like I was cheating on her or something?
It's a great fucking question.
Yeah.
Right, my face. I'm Dr. Marco.
What? Dr. Marco?
But you look.
What the fuck happened to you?
But alas, we were cursed by the arrival of the greatest criminal of all time, the state alchemist, Edward Elric.
I wonder, are these shots from the original anime?
I don't think so.
Little did I know, it was an ingenious deception.
Maybe this is from the original, actually. Like, not, like, these shots.
This happens in the original, though.
Yeah, no, there was, like... Yeah, there was a whole storyline. Yeah. Oh, my God. It's been so long.
See? Another blonde. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
What is happening?
I'll never let a thieving hussy like you take it from me!
Did he, just call me a hussy?
You should think about something else, like alchemy.
You better listen to me, damn it!
Yeah, how sad. Life is hard. Trust me. I know just how you
Are
feel.
you patronizing me?
That scene was a lot.
I forgot about all of that.
How the fuck did they get Winry into Al with nobody noticing?
Don't worry about it.
Nothing here either. Nothing edible, that is.
You must be Scar.
Oh, it's BEBOP and ROCKSTEADY. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What the fuck is going on?
They're like the chimeras that we saw.
But they're chimeras that can they're wear chimeras now.
Well, I mean, a bunch of the other ones look totally normal with greed.
No, they all had like animal. It doesn't matter. It's just a new thing. Oh shit! Oh, disgusting.
Yeah, no, I hate it.
So we'll just keep a nice, comfortable distance while we attack you.
Thanks for announcing your strategy.
Yeah, the bad guys don't give a fuck.
Ooh.
I think these are Kimberly's goons. The ones he brought from Central.
They are? Yeah, I think you're right.
I recognize that ass.
Talking monsters! I've never teamed up with any freaky-looking monsters! The chubby one has an enormous mouth!
It's plausible deniability. They're like, I don't know these people.
Yeah!
It's so light! It's incredible! Amazing!
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's freezing!
And now?
What do you think you're doing, brother?
My skin feel.
Gonna call that one the wet tongue on a freezing flagpole attack!
Oh, so now you understand how cold metal works.
Yes.
Fine, I'll transform back to prove it to you.
Nice move.
All right, big guy. Why don't you take a little nap?
That crunch sounded like his neck.
Yeah.
Make this difficult!
It's almost like the big guy yelled that earlier.
Don't hurt them!
Come on, Winry.
What are you doing here, you idiot?
That's not a way to get a woman to be into you.
No.
You have to let me talk to him. I need to, Ed. Why? Why did you kill my mother and father?
Patience and compassion aren't really her strong suits. We did the best we could.
I mean, the concrete isn't coming through yet.
Yeah. There's still hope.
But as you can see, it hasn't been 24 hours yet.
Huh? Oh!
It's a nice watch, isn't it?
No compassion in that one.
Nah, not a lick.
There's nothing that's entirely black and white. And thanks for showing your soldiers a little mercy. It means a lot, sir.
That's nice. But I don't know what you're talking about.
Or if you look into a mirror, goddamn, those eyes are blue.
Yeah.
But it's somewhat urgent. Central Command has a few questions that they would very much like to have answered.
About the guy you murdered. Rightfully.
Yeah.
I agree with her, but...
Yeah.
This is all your fault, Kimberly. You were supposed to be watching win rate!
Fun. Fun. Does this one have a post-credits?
No, not till 40.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Shit's getting complicated.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was
the
fun.
The plot thickens.
Yeah.
Like gravy.
The magic is getting more magical in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
In a way that I'm curious how they handle moving forward.
Yep.
Because I honestly don't know how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, like the alchemy has been fairly straightforward, and I think the alchemy was interesting enough that the fighting could have been like dynamic enough without more. But like these chimeras are very different. They don't seem like two fused things. They seem like magic in a way that is interesting. And I think that like I will be fine with it. I'll be into it and it will be very fun. I just think that like my immediate reaction to it is like, oh, interesting. I didn't think that that's where the show was going.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
It's definitely headed in a direction. It is intentional.
Yeah, this just felt like a weird step to left field with those two. Like it felt like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It didn't feel like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood to me.
Right.
Partially because one of them looks so much like I think Rocksteady. Which one is the Warthog? I can't remember. I can like I've read like I've read the comics. I've seen every series and TV show and movie. And
except the new one.
Except the new one. No, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
But apparently they're not in it.
Oh, okay.
I can never remember which one's BEBOP and which one's Rocksteady.
Sure.
I've loved TMNT since I was a child, and I couldn't tell you.
They're interchangeable.
Never been able to tell you. Yeah. Yeah. Really cool stuff here, though.
Yeah.
I'm so curious where this is going in terms of... I understand why it is fun to hide from the audience the planning with Scar of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that we get a flashback to it because
Is it not clear?
What do you mean?
Is it not like clear enough or?
No. It's not that it's not clear. I get it. Scar is working with them. Like that is very obvious.
Okay.
I don't care about what Kimberly thinks. I care about how they got Scar to work with them. I want to know what they said to work together.
Yeah.
And
what happened between him and Rinri?
Yeah, skipping over that scene for the sake of a fake out is a little bit less interesting to me than what that conversation was.
Right. So you just hope that we do get to see it.
I hope we get to see that conversation.
Gotcha.
And here's the thing, because of the way the show's structured and because of the way flashbacks have worked on the show, there's a really good chance we will. So this isn't really a complaint. It's just more that like Scar,
that moment.
Scar and the Elrics are the protagonists of the show that I care the most about.
Yeah.
Right? And how those very disparate people come together is so much more interesting to me than the fake out. And I want to see that conversation. I want to spend time with these characters conversing and working out their differences and showing a little bit of forgiveness. right? I think that there's a lot of potential narrative in forgiving Scar for what he's done. And so that Scar can find some forgiveness too, you know? And not that, like, you know, not that it's deserved. I don't know that Amestris deserves forgiveness, but I think that for Scar's soul, finding some forgiveness would be beneficial for him, not for Amestris. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that, like, I would like to see, because I have a feeling Scar is going to go out in a blaze of glory. He is very much a blaze of glory death kind of hero character.
Yeah.
You know, the narrative of, like,
the
there
hero
is...
not the hero, like, because he's done, like, truly terrible things.
There's no reconciliation for what he can do, and he can't really live a peaceful, calm life after everything he's done. So going out in a way that, like, brings some calm to other people that he has grown to care about. I think that's the way that this is going.
Yeah.
But I would like to see, and who knows if it will, but I would love to see some lightening of his heart before that happens. Just because I think that he deserves it.
Yeah.
And I hope that that's the direction we're going.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't believe how much I care about him as a character. It really is. It's one of the shocking things about the show.
Yeah.
And I think the success of the show that I have so much empathy for Scar.
From the beginning till now.
Yeah.
Because at first it's like, oh man, yeah, this guy's he's not good. Very bad.
Yeah. And it's just, it's...
He fucking killed Nina.
But see, I have such a different opinion on him killing Nina now. Because it's so, like, wild to think back to that. And if you go in with what we know about him now, he carries pity in a different way than someone who hasn't felt the pain that he's felt. Where Scar knows what it is like to live a life that is constant pain. Because his heart is shattered in his chest, right? And I think that, like, the way in which he treated Nina was so shocking to me at the time. But knowing him, I think that he would genuinely say, there's no chance in hell she would want to live like that.
Yeah.
And I know because I don't want to live like this. He literally is part of the thing that, of his trauma, right?
Yeah.
His right arm is him being a chimera of a sort as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that there is it's such a different way of looking at his interaction with Nina now in hindsight.
For sure.
That I don't have anger for him anymore. You know?
No, and that's like that is the power of the writing of his character for sure. Because, like, you know, in that moment you don't understand him, but, like, looking back, it's not that what he did is inconsistent with his character. It's just that, like, you can see how it makes sense to him.
Yeah, and I think it's just the writing of the whole show, right? Like, I complain, I know I do, about some of the goofy stuff, but, like, when the show isn't about that stuff, and even sometimes when it is, but mostly when it isn't, the depth with which some of these ideas are being explored is so, like, delightful and fascinating. The way in which this show denounces the concept of fascism is so beautiful and, like, well thought out and subtle, and it really has such a deeply political message.
Yes.
In a way that I never feel like I'm being slapped across the face with it.
Yeah. Which is so funny because, like, when we stopped Attack on Titan and when we started this show, there were so many comments that were like, oh, really? Yeah, you can't handle Attack on Titan, but you're going to go over to Full Metal Alchemist. And I was like, if you think that those shows are alike, you don't get it.
Well, it's the difference between... And, like, not to, like, rile up Full Metal Alchemist or Attack on Titan fans again, but it is the difference between intention and mimicry, right? Attack on Titan uses the imagery of fascism to try and be jarring and shocking, but quite often doesn't allow its characters to interact with those ideas in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
It shields its characters from any responsibility in the politics of its world by putting its characters in situations where they just don't have choices.
They have no choice, yeah.
And where our characters do make choices is always in the time off screen.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's a 4-year jump to the moment where it's too late for the characters to make choices. So we only ever watch them interact with these larger than life scenarios where who knows what the fuck they should be doing, right? They're just trying to survive. Versus Full Metal Alchemist, which is pushing its characters to interact directly with the politics of its world and with the oppression of fascism and what it means to like, I think that one of the reasons why the Winry Ed stuff is working so well in these last 3 episodes is because it's so political, is because we are seeing what it is like for a person to live under political prosecution in a very direct way. And the show isn't pointing at and be like, oh, this fascist government is bad, right? If Ed started to say that, I think that it wouldn't work. But because it is just showing his emotional journey under that oppression, and
show don't tell.
It is interesting. It feels very much like the Führer element of this. This is not 1940s Germany. It's not even like late 1930s. This is like right after Hitler rose to power Germany. And that is the success of that in the narrative is so impressive to me.
Yeah.
And so even though like there's times when I'm like, oh, I don't know if this magical warthog works for me in the world that they've built.
Right.
The political conversation that's happening underneath all of this and the way in which our main characters are interacting with that says so much about the world.
Yeah, the show's message is so clear. And I just prefer writing where it feels like the author has something to say.
Yeah.
And not that there is and I want to be clear that like there's a difference between the author has something to say and the author thinks that you should agree with them. Right? Because the author is presenting their point of view, right? A lot of people get their hackles raised when they watch something that feels like a message is being shoved down their throat, right?
Yeah.
You need to accept this. This is how I view the world, and it's how you should too, right? There's a difference between that and art where an artist has something to say, but it's not about convincing you otherwise. They just show you a character story or journey or the moments that like shaped them as a human or shaped the world around them. And, you know, bring it back to like Attack on Titan is I really didn't feel the author had anything to say about it. Whereas the reason I like Full Metal Alchemist is because I feel like the author has something to say about it, but it's not like you must agree with me or else you're wrong.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, it is.
Like there's a concept of right and wrong, obviously. But it's not like you must be on the exact same page with me always. And it kind of like, it's not like a fake out, but it's like with Scar, like you feel a certain way about him in the beginning because you don't understand. And the show just like shows you that there's more there.
Yeah, but they're definitely, because of my political leanings and because of like, if we go back and watch the when we first learned about Ishval, and I was like, me as a person immediately went, so I'm supposed to like Scar, right? Because that's how I function, where I'm like, oh, you genocided his people, I'm on his side. You know? And I like that the writer took it deeper than that and that there's more there to it than that.
It's complicated.
But I think that for some people they would watch that and not immediately have the reaction that I do. Yeah. Right? And so I think that the writer has, for the people who don't immediately go to that, they've used the character's emotional beats to pull even the people that might not have agreed with it in the beginning to at least empathize with it. And I think that's the power of good writing. Is when you can like stroke empathy. Yeah. And I think that that's what the show does really well is it strokes empathy. And I would never have seen that coming from the first 10 episodes. I really was like, we might drop the show. Like 9 or 10 episodes in, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to vibe with this. Yeah. It's fun. Yeah. And now
like, what am I gonna say about
love it. Like now I love the world. I love Ed and Al. You know, I still kind of bristle at a couple things that just don't work for me personally, and that's just taste. But I think the larger show, I think, is knocking it out of the park and doing so in a way that I am consistently shocked by because it is so intentional. And you know, we've read and we've watched some stuff lately where the intentionality of it was missing for me, and where it just kind of stumbled into its own plot. And this is not that, and I'm so grateful for that. And I need to remember that when I get to some episodes that don't work for me as well.
Right.
That like 95% of it really, really does. Yeah. And I'm just really happy right now. Not for our characters because they're in so much pain, but just happy that like this exists.
Yeah, fair.
Is that a weird thing to say about a TV show?
No.
I love it. That's why we bought that art.
Yeah. No,
if you like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave mean comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is. Caught it. Winry.
Yeah.
Winry, you're a fucking boss. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
Do your dang things, y'all. Follow me around the internet. I'm at Nerdy Nightly.
I'm at Clark
Don't follow her. She has enough followers. Guys,
right.
I'm so behind.
We're going to stop
I'm so behind. I need you to help me catch up. Go to my Instagram, Nerdy Nightly. She's at like 45,000. I'm at 2. Instagram. I want to beat her on the Instagram. Please help me.
Oh, okay. We're making this
Clarusa
thing.
on the Instagram.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Hashtag nerdy over Clarus. Hashtag nerdy tops Clarus. Wait, that's something else. Do something nerdy tonight, y'all.
Bye, guys.
Bye.